An abyss was begat of the ancient beast, and threatens to swallow the whole of Ulasil. Knight Artorius came to stop this, but such a hero has nary a murmur of dark. Without doubt he will be swallowed by the abyss, overcome by its utter blackness. Indeed, the abyss may be unstoppable.
The abyss is a core component of the narrative of Dark Souls, but it is, by its nature, a bit unknowable. How novel. If we want to understand the abyss, I think our best bet is to look at where it came from. The Soul of Manus reads, "Ancient Manus was clearly once human, but he became the father of the abyss once his humanity went wild." The abyss was born of the dark soul of man, though whether or not it deviates from darkness itself is also ambiguous. The description of its creation could imply that it is a corrupted or wild form of the darkness within men, but I think it's just as likely that the abyss is simply the darkness made manifest. After Gwyn linked the fire, the coming age of dark was halted, and the true nature of humanity suppressed. But one of the very few things that we do know about the abyss is that it is ever expanding. Caging the darkness within humans is a futile endeavor if that darkness, by its nature, grows. So it seems probable to me that the abyss is simply the result of that futile effort. It is the darkness within a human soul made real and tangible, but in a world still governed by fire. That's just my opinion, though, and you're certainly welcome to your own. The exact nature of the abyss isn't really the point, so I think we can all agree to disagree and have our own thoughts and theories. My goal with this intro is to establish a baseline and explain how the abyss reads to me. And I think that was important to do, because what I really want to talk about today is these guys. And this guy. And this guy. I think it's pretty well established by now that the Abyss Watchers are like Artorias weebs. They have swords like him. They have a big doggy like him. They don't like the Abyss like him, you get it. But what I think gets talked about less often is that in their attempt to mimic the Artorias of legend, they ended up a lot like the Artorias of reality. Artorias went to Ulasil to destroy the Abyss, but he failed. He was consumed by it. The Abyss Watchers too were consumed by the Abyss, but despite superficial resemblance, I think there are a few key differences in the fates of the Legion and the Abyss Walker. To explain what I mean, I have to ask a question. Why did Artorias fail? Now, the answer isn't complicated. It's handed to you in the first 10 minutes of the DLC.
But such a hero has nary a murmur of dark.
If you're an idiot like me, you went several years just thinking that was neat, or like code for him being too innocent or whatever. But no, it's very literal, because Artorias isn't a human. He quite literally has no darkness within his soul. And I will now refer to one of the other 3 things we know for sure about the Abyss. It cannot be traversed by those aligned with fire. Humans, at least in their natural uncaged state, would be able to traverse the Abyss, but Artorias couldn't. To survive it at all, he needed a ring, a covenant with the beasts of the Abyss, but even still he could not triumph over it. But the Abyss Watchers, crucially, are human. They are a legion of undead, and yet they fall to the Abyss just as he did, and they seek to be destroyed just as he did. But Artorias' nature as one aligned with fire meant that he could be destroyed. The Abyss Watchers, though, they're not so lucky. They lock themselves away and they kill themselves and each other over and over and over, and yet they continue to rise, as is the fate of all humans. Try as they might to vanquish the Abyss, the nature of humans is to embody it. The end of the Abyss, if possible at all, would surely mean the end of humans. But to be human in Dark Souls is to be granted a kind of eternity. And eternity is defined by one thing. Like the wretched Abyss, it doesn't end.
Dark surrounds me, nibbles at my flesh.
Surely mankind are more than pure dark. The spread of the Abyss, I beg of you, must be stopped.